here we go.
We are going to another Marvel movie, guys.
It's Phase 2 finale time.
Today we are off to see Ant-Man.
Now, what's to be said? This is clearly a weird movie considering a lot of things like Paul Rudd starring, Peyton Reed directing,
Edgar Wright's leaving.
Yeah, this movie's had a long and complicated history, and God knows that this movie that it's a miracle that this movie even is finally seeing the light of day.
But we're still very excited. The trailers look amazing. The trailers minus the first one look amazing.
The first one was alright.
The first one was alright. It seemed very generic. It seemed very generic for a very generic superhero movie thing. And then every trailer afterwards has just been amazing and awesome looking.
And the thing is, it looks like Peyton Reed really got the Marvel Cinematic Universe look down. I mean, you don't expect the director of Bring It On to have brought it for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but in the end, I think he did. It looks like it, but we can't know for sure until we actually go in, sit down, and watch the movie.
I'm really excited for this one. This is probably one of my at this point, my most anticipated, as of right now, after Age of Ultron, after we're done with all the stuff that we just did earlier this summer, is probably my most anticipated movie of the summer at this moment now. So,
alright, so we will see you guys after the jump. Guys, we made it out of the movie, and it was incredibly good.
It was good. It was not great. Good, not great.
Okay, it was not incredible. It wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy, but it was definitely better than Ang Lee's Hulk.
Yeah. It was very much I'd call it on par with Iron Man.
In fact, it was pretty much a lot like Iron Man, with the sense that the villain is exactly a character with his own suit. The hero is kind of a wise ass. The hero's a wise ass. The whole
thing about it, but it's kind of a fun movie. It's got some funny moments to it. It's got some fun action sequences. Let's talk about it.
Alright, so I just want to say the directing in this movie was amazingly well done for someone who I've looked at Peyton Reed's entire filmography for the most part, top to bottom, and it's pretty much been he has never worked on something this CGI heavy, and to see him actually pull off a directorial job like this, man, I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and man, did that work out great for him.
And it was very good. It was very good, especially with the fact that this was kind of a difficult thing to do. Jumping into this movie that was like 2 months away from filming, after Edgar Wright had dropped out, and he was able to jump in and pretty much get the entire thing fixed up to everything, and with the way they shot this and the way everything came together, it's amazing how it all went because it all was shot with macro. It was all macro shot with just showing off these small sceneries with stuff to them, with added motion capture, Paul Rudd and people to them.
Anyway, when it comes down to it, let's see. Paul Rudd is an excellent addition to the Marvel superhero canon. He worked his ass off to get into superhero shape, because that's what you do when you become a superhero. You don't just run around with like a half chubby body.
Him and Chris Pine dedicated themselves to it. Him and Chris Pratt dedicated themselves to it, and even though they only had one shirtless scene in the entire movies, in their respective movies.
But yeah, Paul Rudd. It was surprising to hear he was gonna be a superhero, but when you heard who was directing the movie, you thought, all right, I guess that's a fit. Edgar Wright, comedy director. Then of course Edgar Wright had to drop out, and Peyton Reed took over. But over and everything. And Edgar Wright's, he basically did all the jobs he would have done anyway. He did, besides the only thing he didn't do was directing. He got a full writer's credit. He didn't just get story credit. He got story credit. Him and his co-writer got story credit. But they also got full writer's credits, which means, so I'm assuming they just took that Paul Rudd and Adam McKay, they just took huge chunks of their script and essentially just used their script those elements as much as they could, and then they just basically wrote their own scenes based around the more Marvel Cinematic Universe building stuff that was going on.
And then we had Michael Douglas, who is already an incredible actor, he did not phone this in. You'd think he would phone, as like this big name actor, he would could possibly phone this in, but he doesn't phone this in. This is a Marvel movie. You don't phone shit in.
Yeah, and Evangeline Lilly, she almost didn't do this movie. That's the amazing part. She almost didn't do this movie once Edgar Wright dropped out. But then she met Peyton Reed. She read the rewritten script and she stayed on, which is great because if you stay to the mid-credit scene and stay till the end credit scene, by the way, do not stay until the mid-credit scene. We thought because there were so few people in our theater, and we thought that because these are going to be the true Marvel fans who are going to stay till the end credits. But nope, pretty much a lot of them just left.
During the mid-credits, right after the mid-credits scene, they did not stick around. Stick around until after the credits. This is still a Marvel movie, damn it. Age of Ultron may have been has been the one exception so far.
But yeah, this is a great movie. But once again, Evangeline Lilly, she did a good job. She was essentially her daughter and everything, and she did good.
Michael Pena was hilarious.
Yeah, him and T.I. and they did a great job with what they got, and I am surprised to find out that T.I.'s first name. Oh wait, his name is. Why was he credited as Tiff? His name is Clifford.
I don't know.
Whatever. T.I., great. Michael Pena, great. There's a few cameos that people will like. I think they'll like it. Judy Greer is having a good summer so far. She's playing small roles in big movies like Jurassic. She played the mom in Jurassic World. She played Scott Lang's ex in this, and but yeah, a lot of greats. It's a huge cast. It's a great cast. It's all that. I can't remember for the life of me. Who played Cross?
I don't remember his name.
Damn.
I don't remember his name. It was right there on the screen, but I didn't remember. I don't remember it, but look it up.
Yeah.
Just look it up. IMDb. We're on our way.
We're in a car with an iPod, so
we're filming this on an iPod, and we're about to go home and go to bed because we got work in the morning. But
yeah, but that's basically all we got for acting. Directing. Writing was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't expect less from Adam McKay, who's written a bunch of great movies, and Edgar Wright and Joe Cornish still got writer's credit because I'm assuming that they only just changed a couple scenes. They didn't change the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this movie. We're not gonna shoot down the fact that Paul Rudd and McKay obviously did a lot of work to polish up the script. We're not gonna discount their work because Edgar Wright and Joe Cornish still got the credit because they still got full credit, saying that they just basically copy and pasted a few of their own scenes into this original script. No, for what we can tell, these two sat down. They went through the original script and they're like, okay, leave this in, let's add this, and then we take this out, move this around.
But there are also because of what they did, there are some Marvel Cinematic cameos. A lot of people know that we got Peggy Carter in this and Howard Stark. We also got a cameo that got blown in the TV spots, but if you didn't see the TV spots, we're not going to blow it for you.
Okay.
Yes, and then there's an end credit scene. There's the post credit scene where we get a look at the next Marvel movie, which is going to be awesome, and it's going to be Phase 3's been set up. It's going to be it looks like it's going to be a fun ride, and Phase 2 comes to a conclusion with a very smaller scale. You can't go. There's really no reason to go big. They just did huge with the Avengers 2, so there's no reason to go big with Ant-Man.
Yeah, with this one, essentially from the first scene, you know that it's a smaller scale, but it's still a Marvel. You know, in fact, one thing I want to comment on is that this feels different than other Marvel movies.
There's a different feel to it, definitely.
It's not like other Marvel movies. You feel like, I mean, it's got the humor. It obviously takes place in the same universe because characters and references are there. But the fact is that this feels like it feels like an action movie. It doesn't feel like this is a Marvel movie. It feels like this is a great sci-fi action movie with a little bit of comedy. And you know, I gotta hand it to them. Marvel decided to go a little bit different with it.
With giving it a heist movie and everything, making it a comedy, making it a heist movie instead of like it's like a heist movie with a superhero in it. It's not a superhero movie. It's kind of not a superhero movie.
But it still is. And you know, go see it. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be like Ted 2, where it's a case-by-case basis on whether or not you should see it.
Because it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun ride. If you don't like this movie, it's mainly probably because you're on Marvel. You're basically all superhero movied out because you've seen every Marvel movie. But you know, I'm still gonna be a Marvel fanboy for a long time. I'm excited for every single superhero movie that's coming out in the next couple of years. So I'm not gonna be the one who just kind of gets burnt out on superhero movies.
And with that, people, we are almost home. So that is it. So if you liked this video, like the video down below, and don't forget to favorite this video and subscribe to our channel.
No spoilers in the comments, or you are a Nazi, yada yada yada. Anna will probably be back next week with Paper Towns. We'll see what happens.
So anyway, bye.
Bye.